Hello everyone and welcome on this new weekly Forex analysis from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. Before we start, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and kindly leave a comment and share the video. Also don't forget please to join our free channel of Telegram to receive any updates about these signals that you are getting here on YouTube. That channel is Xtreme Trader Signals and you can also find the link in the description below of this video. So now let's begin analyzing the market, and as usual we will start with the EURUSD. So this was of course our last signal on the EURUSD, but it actually has not been activated, and instead the EURUSD has reversed just by very few pips before reaching our sell level and already hit the TP. So now what will gonna happen next with this pair? First of all, deleting the old signal, and now let's move to the weekly chart. Right now, so based on weekly chart, what we can see right here is of course a broken level of a supported trend line, as we can see right here. That actually confirms that the EURUSD is under the pressure to continue the fall all the way right here to retest the support level exactly at 1.126. Not only that, but the current price action that we have also on daily chart shows right here of course a double top pattern, and most likely the pair indeed is going to continue the fall. Now, the catch was actually the resistance right here exactly at 1.161. As you can see right here, based on weekly candles, we actually had here a broken level of a resistance that became a support for multiple times. Then finally right here we have the bearish breakout from that level of a support. That's why we believe that the EURUSD most likely is going to be bearish for the upcoming week. Let's now move to daily chart. Now again, on daily chart we can see the same supported trend line, which indeed has been broken out from. Therefore, I'm actually expecting, upon the pressure of the current support that we have right now, from the EURUSD actually to open Monday morning with a pullback, and most likely we can consider sell the pair exactly right here once it actually retests the broken level of a support trend line. And by looking at the left side, we can see clearly that we had here also a resistance level as well. So if the EURUSD will continue the rise, it actually has a good chances not only retesting the broken level of a support trend line, but also respecting the level of a resistance exactly at 1.161. Therefore, that's going to be our signal to consider selling at 1.161, aiming the strongest key level of a real support at 1.139, aiming around 210 pips in our favor with this signal, and in this case the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance right here exactly at 1.169, which will be ranging for around 80 pips. Let me now please write this signal for you. That will be all for this pair. Let's now move to the pound USD. Now pound USD actually very similar to the EURUSD. This was actually our last signal to sell, but the pound USD just kept falling all the way and already touched our TP, but this signal has never been triggered. So now what's going to happen next with this pair? Again, weekly chart. So again, my friends, we can see the similarity between these two pairs. Right here, based on the weekly candle, we can also still see right here the broken level of a supported trend line. And right now, the pound USD is actually facing here a strong key level of a support, which means there is a high chances for the pair to open with a pullback candle. But however, in this case, I'm actually expecting from the pound USD to start the bearish reversal exactly right here at the resistance at 1.320. Why? Because this is the bearish breakout candle from this long-term support. So what you need to do next is simply look at the nearest level of a resistance to this bearish breakout candle. The nearest level of a resistance can be simply spotted right here exactly. That is the nearest level of a real resistance. If you want to see that, we have to move right now to daily chart. Exactly. Now daily chart confirms that this level of a resistance has already become here a support number 1, support number 2, and instantly been broken out from. Therefore, I would recommend to wait for the pound USD to rise to another 65 pips before we can start shorting it. Not only that, but if we look carefully right here, we actually have here also a channel like that, as you can see. Let me just complete it for you, just like that. So now we have here a channel, as we can see, with one fake breakout, but however the channel recently, no matter what, has actually been respected. But finally right here we have another bearish breakout happened, again due to the current pattern that we have based on daily chart as well, and the head and shoulders pattern that we have already. That actually confirms that the pound USD under the pressure of retesting the broken level of a support trend line right here to become a new resistance trend line, and this level of resistance is going to be respected again. if we sell from this area, we can actually aim the nearest level of a real support, lies exactly at 1.288, and a safe zone that shouldn't be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance at 1.334. Let me now please write the signal for you. Let's now move to the AUDUSD. So this was our last signal last week to sell the AUDUSD from 0.656. So far this signal actually is going well, in around 15 pips in profit. However, back to the 4-hour time frame, I believe that we can actually keep the same signal from the last week. Again, what we are seeing right here is actually a respected level of a real resistance with one fake breakout. And as we all know here in Xtreme Trader, if we actually have a real level of a resistance faced one fake breakout, it's always, or actually I would say most of the time, it's a good idea to sell right on the real level of a resistance, ignoring this fake breakout. So therefore the market actually has a good chance to start the bearish reversal right here. That being said, I would actually like to keep the same signal, because actually since actually we have here a fake breakout, there is a high chance for the AUDUSD to respect the same level of a real resistance that we have right here and resume the fall. That being said, AUDUSD signal simply remains the same. And let's now move to the USD CAD. Alright, so this was our signal on the USD CAD, and as you can see, it was really a good one. And the USD CAD is indeed going in a good profit so far, running in around 84 pips in profit. This was of course our signal from the last week. So now, what will gonna happen next with the USD CAD? First of all, I would like to delete the old buy order and keep the same TP, because the USD CAD seems to still be bullish for the upcoming week. Let's make it short, guys. Based on daily chart, we're having here exactly what we have been talking about on the AUDUSD. A real level of a support lies exactly right here at 1.397. Pay attention, right here, a real level of a support, and then a fake breakout with a very good price action indicates a continuation in the rise. Therefore, we are actually expecting from the USD CAD to make one retest of that level of a previous support and continue the rise. If that happens, we will actually end up with inverted head and shoulders pattern, which confirms the direction. Therefore, USD CAD still seems to be bullish, considering also that here also we have a resistance trend line. As you can see, resistance trend line number 1, number 2, number 3, and then a bullish breakout happened, and here it became a new support trend line. All of that indicates a continuation. Therefore, I would recommend to, first of all, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, I would recommend to wait for the USD CAD to drop to another 35 pips before we can start buying it, keeping the same TP from the old signal at 1.141, 1.414, and buying exactly from 1.397, and a safe zone in this case that shouldn't actually be ranging lower than the previous level of a real support right here exactly at 1.393, which will be ranging for around 43 pips only. That will be all for this pair. Let's now move to the USDJPY. Alright, so now regarding USDJPY, it was really one of the best signals that we had last week. As you can see, my friends, this was actually our entry to buy from 152.175, and the USDJPY has actually went in over 200 and almost 230 pips in our favor. Currently 184 pips of profit. So again, guys, if you have taken this signal, please share in the comments. Let everyone to know the quality of Xtreme Trader signals. So now what will gonna happen next with the USDJPY? Now let's go to the weekly chart. Alright, so now the weekly chart of course shows right here a continuation in the rise. Not only that, but if we check the Fibonacci retracement right now, we can see a clear bullish breakout from Fibonacci 61.8, which is really interesting. And that actually suggests that the USDJPY actually has a chance to continue the rise, at least to reach the real level of a resistance, lies exactly at 155.900 bracket. So that means that the USDJPY still has around another 204 pips to go, 214 pips to go. So where exactly we can consider buying this pair? Let's now move to daily chart. Now on daily chart, what we are seeing right here is a very strong price action, indicates of course a continuation in the rise. Now remarkably, what we have right here is a resistance trend line number 1, number 2, and number 3. As you can see, number 1, number 2, and 3, and here a bullish breakout happened. Therefore, the USDJPY actually has a good chances to fall a little bit more down, retest the broken level of a resistance trend line to become a new support trend line, and from that point onward, it most likely will continue the rise toward our desired TP. That being said, we have to move right now to the 4-hour time frame to identify our entry. Now, I can actually simply tell you to buy exactly right here at the previous level of a resistance, but I think the USDJPY actually might reverse a bit earlier than that. But how we can find it? Well, remember guys, we are talking about a continuation, so that means that we actually have to use two tools to find the best level to start buying. Number one is by draw here a support trend line, and again guys, this is what we call the magic of trend lines. It's a strategy that you can find on my channel. Just simply look up for the magic of trend lines. You will find tons of videos explaining this method. Now what we can do next right now is simply drag and drop the same line that you have just simply drawn here and simply place it right here exactly at the next level of a support trend line. As you can see here, it became a resistance trend line, and look at that, the market actually has a good chances to reverse exactly right here before retesting the broken level of a resistance. But can we confirm this first? Of course we can, by simply drawing right now the Fibonacci right from this low right here to this high. Pay attention, that's really interesting. Now as you can see, it actually aimed at Fibonacci 23.6, which actually has already been retested. Therefore, we can actually consider buying the USDJPY exactly right here at the second attempt of Fibonacci 23.6, with of course a potential for the market to fall a little bit more down to reach Fibonacci 38.2, which was previously a resistance. But I actually don't want to miss this signal. I actually strongly believe in the support trend lines. Therefore, I believe that this level of a support trend line most likely is going to be respected. So that will be right here my entry. But it's going to be actually around 40 pips far away from the lowest entry possible. Therefore, we'll actually buy the USDJPY exactly right here at Fibonacci 23.6. And a safe zone in this case that shouldn't actually be ranging lower than Fibonacci 61.8 and aiming 155.937, which means our TP is going to be around 235 pips against 100 pips exactly of a safe zone. Let me know, please write this signal for you. That will be all for my friends for this pair. Let's now move to the Bitcoin. Alright, so now for the Bitcoin, as you can see, the market has indeed went in the right direction, but again our sell has not been triggered. What a bummer. So now, what can we expect next now with the Bitcoin? In my opinion, Bitcoin actually is facing another bearish rally. If we look right now at the weekly candle, the weekly candle shows, of course, a strong rejection, or actually, sorry, not rejection, I mean consolidation happening right here, right on the previous level of a key resistance right here. And so far, there is a lot of rejection happening right here. The Bitcoin is actually trying so much harder to make a bearish breakout from this level of a previous resistance after having multiple attempts of a support on the same level. So it's actually one of the worst places to place any trade, because the what we are seeing right now is the battle between the bulls and the bears. So which one is gonna win? Well, from my point of view, we have to go to the price action, and the current price action indicates, or actually suggests, a bearish fall. Why? If we look right now at daily chart, look at that. Now daily chart here shows a very strongly real level of a resistance trend line, as we can see right here. So resistance trend line number 1, number 2, and the fake breakout, and again the same level of a real resistance trend line has indeed been respected right after another fake breakout. The fake breakout is very important. It tells us a failure from the bulls to continue pushing the market to continue the rise. Every single time the bulls manage to push the Bitcoin to continue the rise, it instantly been declined with the zero attempt of a support trend line. Zero attempt of a support trend line, or actually even a support, zero. That all actually indicates a strong bearish fall. That being said, I would actually recommend to consider selling the Bitcoin as soon as possible. But now let's discuss the entry. Now again, from daily chart, I can tell that most likely we can consider selling the Bitcoin exactly right here. Why right here, seller? Well, because actually, as you can see right here, my friends, we had the nearest level of a resistance to this fake breakout. So there is a high probability for the Bitcoin to continue the rise and reverse right exactly on the spot of the same level of resistance, and from there it actually might continue the fall. If the Bitcoin will fall from that area, most likely it will continue the fall at least to reach the nearest level of a support where it has been massively rejected at 10.3393, and in this case our safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance right here exactly at 11.5579. Let me now please write the signal for you. And that will be all, my friends, for this analysis and the end. And of course, don't forget please to join our free channel of Telegram to receive any updates about these signals, and also don't forget to try our VIP signals on Telegram. Actually, I would like to show you the results of our last week VIP signals. Again guys, as you can see, we did actually really well last week, except of course for the last, except for 28 and 29 October. However, the rest of the days reflects of course the real performance of Xtreme trader. But of course, we are actually being very honest and transparent with everyone. That's why we never hide the losses. And I'm showing you here the reality of Forex trading. Of course, guys, the market actually sometimes might get challenging. And as you can see, 2 days of the last week actually were not so good, but I believe thankfully we actually have been able to recover with the days after. That's how Forex business works. You should never judge any service based on actually 1 or 2 days. You should judge it after an entire week or even a month to see the after all results. So again guys, to join the VIP Signal channel, don't forget to contact our support. You can also find their contact details in the description below of this video and in the description right here in Telegram channel as well. So until then, my friends, I hope that is informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.